Who hasn't at one time or another felt cheated and abused by the current medical system? It's expensive, it's dangerous, and most of the time, it doesn't even work. But the worst part of all this pain and misery is that it's completely unnecessary. Because for over 100 years, the mainstream medical establishment has been trying to hide from the American public a form of medicine that could solve most of your health problems gently, inexpensively, and quickly. In fact, the current powers that be, and you know who they are, was established explicitly to squash this competition. As someone who's interested in natural health, you probably share my frustration with the medical system's shortcomings. That's why I decided to make this revealing audio-video presentation. But now, you're going to be even more incensed, because by the time you're done watching this, you'll know that the real cures, the real answers for the health problems that plague us, have been right under our noses the whole time, but we haven't been able to get to them. And even though this unique form of medicine has been around for 2 centuries, is based on careful scientific study and backed by evidence, is respected by famous medical experts like former U.S. Surgeon General C. Everett Koop, the father of immunology, Emil Adolf von Behring, and the father of modern medicine, Sir William Osler. It's used in 39 European countries alongside conventional medicine, and it's the main form of medicine for over 100 million people in India. But it's nearly impossible to get access to it here, thanks to the mainstream medical establishment. In fact, if you ask your doctor about this medicine, he probably won't know what you're talking about. Or if he has heard of it, he more than likely will tell you it's a bunch of magic potions and snake oil, not real medicine. But by the time you're done with this presentation, however, you'll be able to explain to your doctor that he's dead wrong, because you'll be among the few to know the truth. But don't be surprised if your doctor still won't listen to reason, because this shocking story of cover-ups gets worse. As you'll soon find out, the mainstream medical establishment's dangerous stifling of this alternative form of medicine has nothing to do with protecting your health and safety. It has everything to do with the threats to the establishment's dominance that this system poses. You see, this alternative medicine costs far less, requires doctors to spend more time with patients listening to them closely, treats each person as a whole, unique individual, not a disease to be pigeonholed and dissected, uses treatments that are gentle and subtle, yet profound, comprehensive, and effective. In many cases, one single pill is enough to bring about a deep form of healing that lasts for months, if not years, before further treatment is needed. And as a result, it has an outstanding track record of beyond satisfying results. Results that many people call miraculous. This form of medicine regularly succeeds in healing people where conventional medicine has failed abysmally. Here's a great example. Conventional medicine has no answers for Alzheimer's. In fact, most doctors don't even bother testing for it, which is a painful spinal tap, since there's little they can do to stop the progress of the disease if you have it. Families have to watch with despair as their loved ones regress to a second infancy and eventually dies. And if you're struggling to fend this off firsthand, you suffer embarrassment laced with fear about what the future holds. It's a terrible thing to have your mind slip away from you, memory by memory. However, this doesn't have to be the death sentence it's made out to be. Consider Mary Weisner's story. In an interview, Mary Weisner described her shocked when she visited her parents and found her formerly witty and capable dad curled in the fetal position for most of the day. Paranoid and resentful, he barely recognized family members. She couldn't believe how fast the disease had progressed. Knowing that there was no help for him in conventional medicine, she sought out the advice of one of the few doctors in the country who practiced this alternative medicine. On the doctor's advice, she gave her father one single tiny 1/16 of an inch tablet, which he dissolved under his tongue. What happened next took Mary, her mother, and her father's doctor by surprise. 4 days later, her father was making sarcastic jokes and had installed an air conditioner, no problem. On the following Wednesday, he installed a generator to the house when the power went out. When he went for his next checkup with his usual doctor, a conventional MD, the doctor was amazed. You see, the last time he had seen her father, Mary's dad couldn't remember his name or who was president. When the doctor entered the examining room, he found his former Alzheimer's patient busy reading Time magazine and commenting on minivan recalls. As Mary herself summed it up, the doctor is anxious to know more. The treatment was easy, it was non-invasive, there were no elaborate regimes to follow. There was only a few hours of our time and one little tablet taken one time. And according to Mary, the entire treatment, including consultation and long-distance phone call charges to the special doctor who helped, came to less than $100. There are millions of stories like these of how this medicine has helped, and often enough where conventional medicine couldn't do a thing. In fact, from the common cold to allergies to arthritis, this special medicine's track record far outpaces conventional medicines. Here's what I mean. In 1991, the British Medical Journal published convincing research conducted by 3 professors of medicine. They analyzed 25 years of clinical studies looking at this special medicine. They covered 107 controlled trials. 81 trials, or 76%, showed this form of medicine was effective, and only 22%, showed it as somewhat effective or ineffective. 2 trials were inconclusive. The professors who conducted this research remarked, "The amount of positive results came as a surprise to us." According to a study published in The Lancet, when researchers looked how well this special medicine worked, based on a compilation of 89 double-blind, placebo-controlled studies, they found that on average, these remedies worked almost 2.5 times better than the placebo. Many studies on commonly prescribed drugs don't even come close to this difference from the placebo. Double-blind placebo-controlled trials have demonstrated that this special medicine helps with rheumatoid arthritis, sepsis, HIV, allergies, the flu, migraines, drug addiction, earaches, and more. And it does this without side effects. In fact, it's so safe even infants and pregnant women can use these remedies. Compare this to conventional medicine's track record. A report published in the same publication, The Lancet, a year later, showed out of 127 trials of conventional medicine, between 30 to 50% had exaggerated results, and many had no effect at all. Another report from the Journal of American Medical Association in 2002 that predicted that nearly 20% of new prescription drugs will be recalled or shown to produce unacceptable, harmful side effects. Now, simply having access to healthcare that works and doesn't do harm would be good enough when you look at these figures. So now you're probably asking, what is this groundbreaking medicine that's barely whispered about in American medical circles? This practice that the establishment once pulled together all its forces to shut down because it posed such a threat? Well, it's homeopathy. You may have heard about it already. You may have heard it listed with other natural healing approaches. You may have even heard about it from those who have attacked it at some point. It's got many enemies bent on taking it down for good. But while skepticism is an essential part of developing responsible and effective approaches to health, many of the attacks launched at homeopathy are completely ungrounded, refuted by careful science, case studies, and people whose lives have been changed by it. Most attacks on this gentle and effective form of healing are based on the threat it poses to conventional medicine. See, unlike conventional medicine, homeopathic treatments work with your body's own abilities to heal. As millions of people have discovered, the body doesn't need to be bludgeoned with chemicals and ripped up with surgery to get better. In most situations, even extreme cases, all your body needs is a precise tap, a nudge, a little, very carefully calibrated push in the right direction to do all the work of healing on its own. To do this, homeopathic physician uses an extremely diluted remedy that has been shown to push the body in exactly the direction needed. Because these remedies are so light in contrast to pharmaceutical drugs' heavy chemicals, critics yell, homeopathy is nothing more than a bunch of sugar pills. And they're right. If you took a homeopathic pill and analyzed it chemically, you probably wouldn't find anything more than sugar and water in it. But that's why I say it's a medicine way before its time. See, the founder of homeopathy, Samuel Hahnemann, took his physician's oath to do no harm seriously. He wanted to make sure that he didn't put any more medicine into his patient's body than necessary, a far cry from the toxic brews prescribed today as healing drugs. So he started to dilute his remedies repeatedly to infinitesimal amounts. In fact, homeopathic remedies are so diluted that according to physics, you can no longer find a single molecule of the substance in the dilution anymore. As safe as a placebo, but more than twice the power. Because there's nothing left in the pills besides sugar and water. Critics charge that homeopathy works only because of the placebo effect, the power of belief. However, none of this holds any water when you consider the 89 placebo-controlled studies that show homeopathy to be at least 2.5 times more effective than the placebo. And certainly, unless we can communicate with animals, it doesn't explain how well homeopathy has worked for veterinarians. Like in this one German study that used 1,440 pigs from an intensive livestock operation. Typically, between 24 to 69% of the animals of this kind of farm were hit with respiratory problems. The results of this study, though, were startling. While the conventional dose of antibiotics and drugs reduced the risk for respiratory sickness by 11%, the homeopathic treatments reduced the risk by 40%, almost 4 times the effectiveness. Now, pigs are pretty smart animals, but I'm hard-pressed to believe that they knew their food had been dosed with homeopathic medicine or that their belief led to this astounding difference in results. This and many other studies on animals show that it's not belief that makes homeopathy work. So, if there are no molecules of the substance in the remedies used in homeopathy, how in the world does it work? Funny enough, some of the best evidence that homeopathy's ultra-dilutions work comes from a world-famous pharmaceutical research scientist, Jacques Benveniste, who wanted to see how ultra-dilutions could help with pharmaceutical drugs. Benveniste diluted an antibody 10 to the power of 120 times. That's 10 with 120 zeros after it. Yet even at this dilution, the antibody affected human cells in the same way that it would at higher potencies. But here's what's really startling. When they tested for the antibody in the dilution, they couldn't find it. Just like science had predicted, there were no molecules of the original antibody in the solution. Benveniste wasn't about to allow any room for error, so he made sure this experiment was conducted at 6 different laboratories in 4 different countries. Other scientists created similar experiments and saw the same mind-bending results. What Benveniste has done is simply what Galileo did centuries before. He broke through common assumptions about how the world works to demonstrate that there's much more that we don't understand. Further research at the California Institute of Technology has shown that when these ultra-dilutions are prepared in the particular method homeopathy uses, it creates unique ice crystals in water that don't melt at room temperature. And according to researchers at UCLA, these special crystals create electromagnetic signals that have been shown to boost the immune system 100%. Again, neither of these experiments did the dilution contain molecules of the original substance being studied. These new understandings that tie into quantum physics hint at why homeopathy works. It's not some hocus pocus. Instead, it's an advanced form of medicine way ahead of its time. But there's some reasons why homeopathy doesn't work that are critical to pay attention to. While people who have used homeopathy successfully cannot conceive of returning to the old way of doing medicine, there are indeed folks who haven't experienced the same kind of results. And this is where many of homeopathy's detractors get their fuel. But ironically, the reason it doesn't work is found precisely in its advantage over conventional medicine. It's also why conventional doctors don't want to have anything to do with it. You see, homeopathy is a very precise science. For a remedy to work, it has to match your symptoms exactly. So for example, if you go see a homeopathic doctor for a headache, he's not going to spend 5 minutes with you and prescribe a basic painkiller. He'll spend over an hour talking to you to find out exactly what you're experiencing. He'll ask questions like, where exactly do you feel the pain? On the left side of your head? The right? Does your neck ache? Your eyes? Is it a throbbing pain, waves of pain, or occasional stabs of pain? Does it get worse in the morning or at night? Do you crave certain foods? Does cool weather make it worse or better? He'll use your answers then to identify the exact remedy that will work for your unique experience of having a headache. Because in homeopathy, there are more than a dozen distinct remedies for headaches. The homeopathic approach requires a doctor who's committed to working with you and finding the exact match for what ails you, not tossing you into a box labeled with an illness. This takes time and attention. Most conventional doctors couldn't be bothered spending an hour with each patient. Most conventional doctors like having an easy, quick diagnosis, a one-size-fits-all approach. Take 2 aspirins and call me in the morning. In our assembly line form of practicing medicine, homeopathy doesn't fit in very well. And that's precisely why mainstream medical doctors initially fought so hard against homeopathy. It isn't an easy moneymaker. It takes discipline, research, keen observation, and concern for the patient. It takes time. Because of this challenge in finding the right remedy, doctors in homeopathy welcome informed consumers as partners in finding the best treatment. The more information you can bring to the table, the better. Plus, if you're using it on your own at home for minor health problems, which plenty of people do because it's so safe and cheap and effective, you need to know enough to pinpoint the right treatment. So, the best way to make sure you find the right remedy is to be informed. In fact, perhaps this is why it's not for everyone, because most people aren't willing to do what it takes to regain control over their own health. But if you're someone who's determined to take charge of your health, you're going to love what homeopathy offers. And that's why you'll love what I've put together for you here. Your key to mastering homeopathy and making it work for you. See, you don't have to worry about this one catch to homeopathy's promise, finding the exact treatment to match your exact health problem. And it's that reason that we spent countless hours of research and writing 3 very special reports that can help you tap into homeopathy's promise confidently and quickly. Special report number 1 is called The End of Deadly Epidemics. Protect yourself even when doctors can't help you. These are strange and unnerving times we live in. Terrorism, environmental disasters, quickly mutating viruses, drug-resistant bacteria, and more are everywhere, threatening your health. However, homeopathy has an astounding history of successfully treating emerging epidemics like the 1918 flu and outbreaks of typhoid, cholera, meningitis, avian flu, and more. Find out how you can protect your family from unexpected threats with homeopathic remedies, all revealed in The End of Deadly Epidemics. Protect yourself even when doctors can't help you. Even better, I want to give you this special report free. Special report number 2 is called The World's Most Astonishing Medical Miracles, Case Histories of Doomed Patients and Their Rapid Recoveries. This report will inspire you and give you hope. It will help you better understand the amazing possibilities of real healing that homeopathy offers. But even more importantly, it will help you share the promise of homeopathy with others you care about. You can use this report to convince your family, friends, even your doctor, that homeopathy should not be dismissed when it comes to healing your body. We've done a lot of research and writing for this special report to make it easy for you to help yourself and your loved ones. And because of its importance, I want to give you this special report free. Special report number 3 is called Find a Certified Homeopathic Healer Fast and What to Ask When You Make Contact. And in my opinion, this is the most valuable report we've ever published. With no systematic form of licensing and very few qualified homeopathic physicians in this country, unlike Europe, it's hard to find a good homeopathic doctor. This report will make sure that you can find a reliable practitioner fast when you need one. We've done all the legwork and searched the country for the resources you need to find a good homeopathic doctor. We spent the most time on this report because we don't want you to waste any time searching and struggling to find the right homeopathic doctor. We did all the grunt work and packed it in this special report. And once again, I want you to have it for free. These 3 reports build on what you've discovered here to give you a solid foundation in understanding what homeopathy offers and making good use of it. And while others would gladly pay for these reports, they're yours free when you sign up to get this fourth invaluable source of information on homeopathy. It's a monthly private newsletter called Homeopathic Healing Miracles, published by the Doctor's Health Press. The goal of this letter is to provide you with the most up-to-date information when it comes to homeopathic healing and to keep you updated on any new breakthroughs and news. You see, every year practitioners are discovering new applications for age-old remedies. For example, right now in collaboration with the MD Anderson Cancer Research Center, researchers are seeing indications that an old remedy for migraines may be one of the most potent cures for breast cancer. As a subscriber to Homeopathic Healing Miracles, you'll be able to keep up with the latest in homeopathic research and applications just like this. As well, you get thorough explanations of tried and true remedies that have stood the test of time. Put an end to the deception of the mainstream medical establishment and join the growing ranks of people who are tapping into this miracle-making medicine. I could go on and on about what you'll find in the 3 free special reports and in every month's issue of Homeopathic Healing Miracles, but I'd rather get them into your hands as quickly as possible. That's why we've prepared a special offer that makes becoming a subscriber to Homeopathic Healing Miracles easier than ever before. More on that in a moment. But first, I want you just to imagine how it would feel to go to your next doctor's appointment with your regular physician and watch his jaw drop as he tries to figure out where that knee pain you were suffering with went, or what you did with those headaches that kept you from getting out more, or what happened to that high blood pressure, those numbers that always made your doctor shake his head and wag his finger at you, or how your memory seemed to miraculously improve without any prescription medication. By using the monthly information advice in Homeopathic Healing Miracles, your next doctor's appointment could turn into you lecturing him on how to get healthy. With your monthly newsletter and special reports, you will know the latest research on homeopathy and new applications for treatments that can make all the difference in your life. You'll find out exactly which symptoms correspond with which remedy. For example, if you have a cold, you can choose from 10 different homeopathic remedies to find the perfect match for you. You'll know when you can treat yourself at home and when you should get the help of a professional homeopathic physician. Find out where you can get the remedies you need and exactly what form to take them in. And get critical information that could save your family's life in the case of a mass epidemic or pandemic. When you get Homeopathic Healing Miracles each month, it's as if you're welcoming an attentive healing partner right into your home. So here's that special offer I was talking about earlier. Normally, an annual subscription to Homeopathic Healing Miracles is $99. The 3 reports I mentioned earlier are valued at $9.95 each, $29.85 in total value. But you won't pay anything close to that because I know how important it is to get this valuable information to you right away. That's why for a limited time, a 1-year subscription to Homeopathic Healing Miracles is just $29.95. You save over $69 off the regular annual rate and get the 3 special reports, The End of Deadly Epidemics, Protect Yourself Even When Doctors Can't Help You, The World's Most Astonishing Medical Miracles, Case Histories of Doomed Patients and Their Rapid Recoveries, Find a Certified Homeopathic Healer Fast, and What to Ask When You Make Contact. At $29.85 total value, yours free, for a total savings of $98.90. Plus, you're backed by the Doctor's Health Press 100% satisfaction guarantee. Our goal is to give you information that can make a difference in your life. We've worked hard to give you the best information available. But if you're not 100% satisfied with this special monthly health advisory, just cancel your subscription and we'll refund you for all unmailed issues of Homeopathic Healing Miracles. In the 3 special reports, The End of Deadly Epidemics, Protect Yourself Even When Doctors Can't Help You, The World's Most Astonishing Medical Miracles, Case Histories of Doomed Patients and Their Rapid Recoveries, and Find a Certified Homeopathic Healer Fast, and What to Ask When You Make Contact, they're yours to keep as a thank you gift for trying Homeopathic Healing Miracles. So there's no reason to wait on this. If you've been praying for miraculous recovery, or if you're simply tired of medications that make you feel worse than you did before you took them, then you owe it to yourself to join us and subscribe to Homeopathic Healing Miracles right now. When you do, I'll give you one more gift that will make this offer complete. You see, homeopathy really shows its stuff when it comes to emergency situations. This is why the Queen of England won't travel without her homeopathic kit and physician, and it's why star athletes like David Beckham and Martina Navratilova keep homeopathy close at hand, because they never know when they'll need a homeopathic healing miracle in an emergency. And because of that, we've put together a very special report called Don't Stay Home Without It, the homeopathic first aid kit every family should own. It shows you how to put together your very own homeopathic healing first aid kit. And like the other reports, it's yours free as a new subscriber to Homeopathic Healing Miracles. Don't delay. Click the button below now to start your subscription. And thanks for watching.